talking updates and the games we love. Rolling the dice or pushing above. News on the block or old school lore. There's always room for gamers and more. It's not follow for follow, it's a place to connect. Creators, streamers, earning respect. Discord open, join the crew. A community built by me and you.
D&LGaming and everything between. Where the pixels shine and the stories beam. From the stream to the chat, we build.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Thanks for coming by. This is the D&L Gaming Podcast, episode 17, Gaming Together, the Journey of Me and My Mini. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of D&L Gaming and everything in between. I am your host, the Looker 204, and as always, we bring you stories from the gaming community to inspire, entertain, and connect us all. Just a quick reminder, you can catch the D&L Gaming and everything in between on YouTube and Spotify. Whether you're watching or listening, be sure to subscribe and leave a review and share it with your friends. Your support helps us grow and keeps the conversation. Check us out on the Looker 204 or D&L Gaming across all platforms. Whether you're a streamer looking for tips or balancing family life with online presence, or a parent curious about the world of streaming, this conversation is for you. Our guest tonight is Me and My Mini. He is a streamer who's built a community around his gaming adventures with his kid. Let's give a warm welcome to Me and My Mini. Give him some D&L hype. How's it going, Mini?
Woo! What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing? Yeah, Me and My Mini. You can call me Toby as well. I don't mind sharing my real name, but yeah, streaming with my kid. And we're having fun doing it.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. Well, let's start off, Toby. What started your journey into streaming? What inspired you to get started, or how did you get into the world of online gaming?
Good question. We have a group of buddies who play video games almost nightly.
Okay.
And I've been gaming, since the Atari and ColecoVision and the Nintendo, so I've been gaming a long time. But I'd say once the Xbox came out with, you could stream directly from the Xbox, and we would watch other streamers, and we're like, some of them when we watch it would have like so many viewers, and we're like, they're boring as all get out. We watch some of them, we're like, how do they have so many viewers? And we're like, we could do that. We thought we were funny, and we were playing Sea of Thieves mostly, and
Good
so
game.
they were like, well, you can stream right from your Xbox, and I was like, oh shoot, okay. I'm like, might as well. So we started streaming for a little bit. It was me and Cheddar72, and then another buddy, I am Frojo, who has since stopped streaming, but he still games with us. And so we were like, oh, let's just stream. And like, we got into it. Like, we play games every night, and we have fun. We crack ourselves up. So, if nobody watches, who cares? We're still gaming and having fun.
Yeah.
If people watch and want to tune in and think they're enjoying themselves, then bonus. So yeah, we just got in because little extra element to gaming, and it's kind of fun. And then my son also loves gaming too, so eventually he wanted to get in on the action as well. So that's why we named the stream Me and My Mini, because now he games with me. So
that is where Me and My Mini comes from, like your name.
yes, yeah. My gamer tag on my Xbox for the longest time was something similar to that. And then once we got into streaming, and we were like, oh, if we're going to try and maybe grow the channel and want to be serious, we need to change the name to a more suitable name.
Totally fair.
It might have not been PC friendly to some people. So we changed it to something that was more friendly to all viewers.
Perfect. That's amazing. I'm just gonna take a quick minute and just kind of go through chat and say hi to everybody. Dingy Stroll, although he's all broken right now, he's here sitting in the hospital, showing the love and support for the D&L Gaming Podcast. Thank you very much for the sub, man. I appreciate that. That's amazing. DC Hayes 420 says, how you doing, Dingy? Yeah, Faceless, yo, what's up? He's just lurking here in the background. Let's keep going. Shorty Fran, oh no, I hope you're doing okay, Dingy. And yeah, there's a lot of people talking about Dingy right now. Jinx here, she offered to mod just in case Dingy couldn't make it from the hospital. I asked her, like, hey, could you please help me out just in case? You never know. You stream, you know what it's like sometimes. Shorty Fran, she says, hi, Minnie. And she loves your Pokemon. And she loves Sea of Thieves. Just saying. You might have a new fan here. And then Shorty Fran, thank you for the subscription. And remember, guys, when you use your subs, you can go apostrophe ticket and then the amount of tickets, and you can get entered for a draw to win an Amazon gift card. And then yeah. So Toby, what's the best part about streaming, or what is the biggest challenge of streaming with your little man?
I think the best part about streaming is just meeting new people. Like you and Dingy, Jink, who's awesome, and Jink has really got me into meeting a bunch of other people. So I think that's super cool, opening me up to a whole bunch of different new streamers and yeah, I mean, just chit chatting with people from all over the place. I think that's super cool. And one of the things with Mini, with gaming with my Mini, that's super fun is uh, he loves to talk. The dude loves to talk. So he doesn't know how to interact that well yet with chat, but it's fun watching him watch. He has an idea of what a streamer should sound like on stream, so he'll like mimic that,
Yeah,
and then his conversation ends after he says his one thing. I'm like, well, keep going, have a conversation with him, even though he can't, they're not
yeah,
chit chatting back with you. But yeah, and there's some times that frustrate me when I'm gaming with him because I'll want to do one thing and his brain wants to do something else. I'm like, dude, come on, man.
totally get it. That's
Yeah.
very fair. So I can see that you've only been streaming since January 2024. But
Mhm.
I'm sure I've seen you before then. So I'm kind of curious if you don't mind telling me about that. Because you don't act like a 1-year-old streamer. And that's not an age joke. That's a length joke. Um, how come your account's only 1 year old?
Yeah, dude. So when we first started streaming and it was just me and I started streaming and my son wanted to stream with, and as soon as I got him on streaming, and this was several years ago, my Twitch account was my mini and me. So because it was about
Yeah,
my streaming was going to be about him,
yeah,
my mini and me, more focus on him. So he was streaming and he was on by himself. I would mod the chat when he would stream on his own. He was streaming on his own, and I didn't read all the rules of Twitch. And as he was streaming one day, I mean, we were streaming probably for 3-4 months, and then somebody in the chat was like, "Oh, how old are you, or what grade are you in?" And so he said it in the stream, and it probably got flagged for
yeah,
review, and they found out I think he was in 4th or 5th grade
yeah,
when we were doing this, and it got flagged for review and instantly banned, permanently banned the account. I even sent them like a petition to get it unbanned, and they were like, nope, weren't having it. And I was like, I was modding the chat, so I was there. I would start the stream up, and I
yeah,
would be like, "Hey, hey everybody, Minnie's gonna stream," and then I'd peace out. So I was supervising the
yeah,
stream, but I wasn't on the stream, and I think that's
yeah,
what got it. And even right now, like when I look at it, it says you have to be 13 to stream, but it has to be
yeah,
supervised stream. And I'm not sure, like, is that supervised? Like, still have to be on the stream? Is it, I just have to mod the chat? So that's why I'm like, right now, dude, because when it got permanently banned, he was crushed. Like, he lost his lid. And
yeah,
because he was having such a fun time doing it. So when he got banned, we had a good conversation about like what's appropriate to say online, what do we not tell viewers, what do we share with viewers.
yeah.
um yeah, so now until he gets a little older, it's going to be I'm on stream with him until we know that his age is not going to get anything banned.
That's totally fair. So with after that transpired, so I'm assuming you had a following, you kind of knew the ropes, you were like a streamer at that point there. Um, was there any like really big challenges of starting from the bottom again? Or was it one of those things where you already knew the mistakes that you made the first time and like the ins and outs kind of a lot better, so you were able to kind of climb the hill a little quicker? Because like I looked at your stats, I'm not gonna lie, I googled you, and I was like, oh, this guy, like it was very impressive to see the growth and how steadily and organically it appeared on stats, right? So I'm just kind of curious, was the second time around easier, or were there more challenges because of that?
I would say I knew how to stream and set the stream up. It was a pain in the butt to get the whole stream up again. Just because we had just reached, literally, it was like we were just about at 200 viewers or followers, and we were just about to get our first Twitch payout from being affiliate. We had just gotten affiliate and we were going to get a Twitch payout, and then we got banned. So it was kind of a big blow, and we both were like, oh man. But I think it was good that we got to start over, because a lot of the followers were, I teach middle school,
Yeah,
and a lot of the followers were high school kids spamming and creating new accounts and just coming in and doing ridiculous stuff and
yeah,
then spamming another account. So a lot of those 200 followers weren't really following, you know? So since then, I feel like the followers we have now, most of them, are legit followers who popped on and wanted to follow and maybe catch a stream whenever they have time. But so it's been more of a smoother run and a little bit easier. But yeah, and I saw Jink had popped in. Yeah, once the first stream got banned, it's when Jink kind of popped in and helped me and started connecting me to a bunch of other streamers too. So she's been a big help.
yeah. I could attest to that. Like I met you through Jake, and it was just like her in my chat. Oh, who should I rate him? Scratch man. Oh, I think you'd vibe well, and I literally rated you with my whole like whopping 2. And you're, I was proud of that 2 at the time. I'm not gonna lie, I was proud of the 2, but I rated you with 2, and then I just kind of hung around. I'm like, oh, this guy seems fun. Man, he's a nice guy. Oh, what game is he playing? 2 hours later, I'm all bloodshot eyed. It's 11:30 at night. I'm like, oh, tomorrow's gonna be a long day. And that was how I met you, and it's literally because of her. And
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. But just to kind of catch up and chat again, guys, for use your tickets, it's apostrophe tickets. You get 100 channel points every 5 minutes. So if you're gonna be here for a little while, you can just kind of dump 10 later on. If I win, I won't. I promise you, I'm not gonna give myself a gift card because that's always bad. Your friend Paul Chan 14, always good time hanging out with Minnie. Totally agree with that. Yeah. And I think when he started over, yeah, Jinx says when he started over. I think that kind of catches it up. So I remember you saying on a stream previously, and you just mentioned it now. You were a music teacher.
Yep.
How do you think that has positively or negatively affected like the skills of being a music teacher of all things? Do you think that was an asset to your like who you are as a streamer, or do you think that is just an irrelevant fact?
Yeah, I don't think it's I would say it's irrelevant. I mean, I teach middle school, so kids love to game. So it gives me something to talk about
Yeah.
with students and connect with them. Um, so I know Jink drives Jink crazy, but there will be high schoolers and middle schoolers who will come in with their Twitch and they don't know how to behave online.
Oh yeah.
So I I I have a middle school sense of humor, so some of it makes me laugh because I know how much it drives Jink crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, being in front of people or talking in front of people, I guess that kind of played a role in music, like because I've been on stage a lot, and so that doesn't throw me talking to people or being on camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally fair. With I always call it streamer etiquette. My boys are twin boys, 8 years old, and I coach and talk and preach a lot of streamer etiquette. And I also believe that carries on like just like the etiquette in the mall, the etiquette in the grocery store, whatever you're doing in life. There's a certain way we should carry ourselves. We're not screaming and freaking out. Like sometimes, yeah, you're super excited. That's fine, but there's a level of like, hey, that's an appropriate amount of excited to be. And now you're just being obnoxious and whatever like that. So the streamer etiquette with kids, I think that's very important to the words I want to spit out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They come in with sometimes they'll immediately, we'll just ban them immediately because they'll just come in and say the stupidest stuff.
yeah,
um yeah, and even like I coach esports at the school I'm at, and they'll be playing Rocket League with another school, and they'll start like, like Rocket League can be toxic when you're playing, and they'll say like, what a save, like over and over again. I'm like, guys, we're not gonna be competing against another school and be toxic. I'm like, no chat, don't type anything in the chat, play your game, kick
yeah.
their butt, and get out. Like, we need to. I can't stand some toxicity and with some of those kids. It's pretty bad, but
Yeah.
they just don't know. They have no clue. Some of them.
Yeah, those are skills that have never been taught, and it's also one of those things like nowadays, like a lot of kids spend a lot of time on video games without that adult interaction. Hey, that's inappropriate. This is how we do. I remember when I was 15 years old, I grew up in the COD days, and I swear I'd be canceled so fast now if I talked the way I did when I was 16 versus today, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Jinx says they only drive me crazy because they say inappropriate stuff sometimes. Fair, fair. Shorty Fran says I think talking to middle school all day prepares you for crazy live stream chats. Also fair. And Sassy Dingy says so does talking to the Looker 204 at Shaddy Fran. Looker Mini is low. Okay, I'm gonna turn you up. Let me know if
I
that's
can
better.
also get closer to the mic. Maybe I was too far away.
I have a habit of my headphones being really loud, so I like on my end I mess with it, and then Dingy gives me troubles. But I talked to you muted for 8 minutes on my pre-talk, so I didn't get to finish through all this stuff. Paul Chan says toxicity is the worst. Don't even get me started, Dota. Oh, I want to try that game.
Oh,
Yeah, Jank kids are so
real.
much more toxic in behavior than we were. I don't know about that. And Dingy, Rocket League is pretty toxic, not gonna lie. And that kind of catches us up. Thank you for the follow, Force and Rocks. Hey, good evening. How's it going? Welcome to the podcast. So I want to ask you a few questions about community engagement. As a streamer, you've built an amazing community. What do you think is the key to building an audience and building a successful streaming channel?
Well, I think you're being generous. I mean, we got some people who pop on pretty regularly, but compared to other people, the community isn't that big. But I would say if you want to build a good streaming community, you got to be consistent. With your streams, people are busy,
Yeah,
and they want to know when you're on. Especially if they like watching you, they want to be able to tune into your streams. So I think if you post a schedule and stick to that schedule, and then life happens, so if you got to cancel a stream for one thing or another, that you communicate that on your we have a Discord, so if people are on the Discord, just make sure you're communicating with them. But yeah, just you got that schedule is super important, I feel.
I think that's something I'm gonna take notes on. I'm Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I try to be consistent just because life's crazy and that's my schedule. But I've missed not podcast, never a podcast, but I've missed streaming in evenings just for the fact of life happened, and I never even thought to be like, hey, maybe people were like hoping to see me on Wednesday evening for what I was gonna do, and now they're like, hey, what the heck, where'd this guy go? Do you have any strategies that you use to encourage audience participation or engagement during your streams?
I've tried to add like channel point redemption things
Yeah.
that I think would be fun. I know since a younger crowd might be tuning into my streams, I try to add stuff that they would like to use. Like there's some of those blurps that I use that I don't get, but they might use that they think they're funny. So so I
Okay.
add some of that stuff. Like I see watching other streamers, some of their channel point redemptions that I was like, oh, that's a good. Like Paul Chan had a really good one that I just loved. It was super nice, and it was like a compliment me, a channel point redemption, and I was like, super cool. And I was like, hey, do you mind if I borrow that, and can I use that in my stream? And so that doesn't get shared often, and people don't get compliments. So I was like, oh, that's such a cool channel point redemption. Pop on and redeem some points, and I'm gonna tell you something that I really like about you, and an honest thing, and not just like a, you know, out the side of my mouth kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, thanks for popping on the stream. I really appreciate you tuning in, lurking, whatever you gotta do. I know you're busy, and so I think there's just cool channel point redemption things that make streaming fun.
Perfect. I do agree with that. I was gonna steal. I asked for permission. Same thing you did, kind of thing. As I asked, bingo from Jamal. I know that you know Jamal,
No, Jamal, yeah.
and his bingo. I was like, oh my god, that's so fun. That's so great. And he's like, yeah, bro, not a problem. And I couldn't figure out how to set it up.
Yeah, that's usually the issue. Like I see a lot of cool point channel point redemption things, and I'm like, oh man, that's really cool. Like, I don't know how to do that. I'm pretty PC stupid, which is I've had help with Cheddar72 helped a lot setting up my stream, and I am Frojo helped a lot too. So because the last PC I had before I got this one about a year ago
Yeah.
was back when like in the 90s when Diablo was out.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd been MacBook since then.
Fun little side note about 90s PCs. My parents are very, very old school. And when I was about 15 years old, I convinced my parents to buy a PC. So my mom was all on board, and we convinced my dad, and we go to the store, we buy it, we get it home, and I'm showing my mom how to use it and stuff like that. And I'm like, my dad's just over there in the corner, right? Not saying nothing. I set it all up, and my dad's like, I just want to play solitaire. I don't want to have to shuffle. I'm like, cool, Dad, not a problem. So I make the icon, just huge center of the screen, whatever, and I show him how to use it, click the mouse, and he was blown away. It blew his mind. So I'm like, hey, but I gotta go. I got a thing to do. I'm gonna leave. Have fun, you guys. So my dad calls me about an hour later, and he's like, Robert, I'm sorry for not wanting this to happen. Like, I kind of like it. This is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love the fact that it has a built-in coffee cup holder. Right? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. Like the coffee cup holder, like that is pretty like this is Star Trek. This is Star Trek right here. And he's like blown away. Like he's old school, right? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, at the very top of the white box, there's a little button. You press it, and a coffee cup holder comes out. I'm like, Dad, that's a CD player. He's like, what? This thing plays CDs too? Robert, we should have done this years ago. And I die laughing. I'm like, I'm at my friend's house. He's on speakerphone with a bunch of us, right? It's mid 90s or late 90s or whatever. So we're on the house line. And we laughed so hard.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Was he being serious?
100%.
Oh my gosh.
100%. To this day, I finally convinced him to get a new phone. He used to be the old flip phones, and he text messages like this. Hello, text my son to, and he's talking to it, and I got all these messages that are like, text my son to, and then it's like what he wants to say, and then hang up the phone. Why will this hang up? What do I have to do again? It's like, oh, Dad.
That's fantastic.
Love him to bits and pieces, but some days.
Yeah.
Paul Chan says he has good redemption to tell stories, real stories or made up ones. Dingy says, Shorty Fran Mini, I just checked your ex, and I see you have 3 kids, and they're all interested in gaming, or is it just your oldest son?
Oh yeah, they all game. They all game. My son's the only one my oldest is the only one who's old enough to stream. But yeah, my middle child and my youngest daughter, they both play video games. Like on the weekends, they play video games, and they'll play Minecraft and Roblox and Fortnite. They play them all. They love to game.
That's awesome. Dingy says he just steals them. If you like it, he's like, I'll figure out how to do it though. Dingy's right. He's the tech savvy one out of us too. Jake says stories about his time in Champlain and living in Japan.
Yeah, Paul Chan's he's got some cool streams where he'll like play a game in Japanese and then like translate the Japanese, which is super fun to watch too.
Ooh. I'd love to have you around for all the Dragon Ball manga that I've watched and try to read the subtitles as it's going on and stuff. Iconic legend, thank you for being here. He says, "Heyo," and dropped a bunch of hype.
All the hype.
All of it. I think there's not enough for everybody else. Jink says, words, buddy. Join the conversation. Thanks, Jink. And then, Papa Neil.
Chaplain.
Yeah, chaplain, military pastor. Okay, and yeah, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. So as a parent, Yeah, as a parent and a streamer, how do you balance your responsibilities as a dad and your passion as a streamer?
Yeah. Well, streaming is secondary
Of
to
course.
parenting. Yeah. All their activities and school is first. We don't play. Sorry, they don't play video games during the week.
Okay.
I I play I play after I put them to bed and we've eaten dinner. Then I go down and game. But um, they have so many other activities and things that they're interested in. They're just always busy. Like today, my wife was she's getting her doctorate at the U, so she wasn't home. So I did esports after school, came home to pick up my son because he had play practice after school, picked him up, drove him to robotics. This is the one that streams. So he
Yeah.
was in the musical and then he does robotics. And then he came home. He had to practice piano while my other one I took to hockey.
Oh wow.
And I coach his hockey team. So it's a busy day, but yeah, streaming is secondary. So we make sure that um, if he's got robotics or if he's got piano or something like that will come before streaming. And I always ask him when he streams on the weekends, I'm like, you ready to stream? You feeling up for it? Because if he's not up for it, I don't want to force him to stream if he's not feeling up for it. But so far every day he's like, yep, I think I'm gonna stream. Let's go ahead and stream. And he's up for it and he has a good time when we're streaming. But yeah, activities, school, and life first, streaming second, and the rest just kind of falls in place. And then my wife's awesome and is very helpful for when we do stream during the afternoons. That
Yeah.
she's right on board and she's like, you guys got to stream? Okay, I got the other two. You guys go stream, have fun. So yeah, it's super fun.
That's awesome. I'm very lucky in that sense as well. Where I'm very lucky to have a very good wife, and there's times where like maybe I could be doing chores. She's like, "Oh, you and the boys go playing game." Right on, let's go. Shorty Fran says, "Congrats to your wife for pursuing her doctorate."
Yeah,
And Dingy, let him know that streaming should be for fun. Yeah, let him know.
100%.
Yeah, we agree with that, Dingy. So do you what types of games do you normally stream, and how do you choose what kind of games to play?
Games that I like to play.
When you're playing with your mini, miss some chats? I'm sorry, Jink. Yeah.
What was
Sorry. Streaming is secondary, much to Chattykins charging.
Oh yeah, that's my brother-in-law.
Oh, okay.
Chattykins. Yeah.
So when you were playing with the mini, you just say this is the game we're playing, or is there ever any conversation or debate about potential games that you guys are gonna play together?
Yeah, absolutely. So when we our past account, that one that got permanently suspended, what was he even streaming? He was streaming like Civilization. He was streaming all sorts of stuff, just anything, and he'd change games every time he would play.
Yeah.
And so as I've been watching streams and streaming myself, I realized, people like to watch consistency. So we're gonna pick a game that we can stream for several streams in a row. So people, when they tune in, we're gonna be playing this game. We're not gonna
Yeah.
be bopping from game to game, but we do talk about it. Like the first one, we're like, we need a game that's co-op. It's because we're gonna be on stream together,
Yeah.
and then a game that we both enjoy playing. So we both like RPGs, and he likes cats, and I like dogs. So the first one we played was Cat Quest 2, and
Nice. I watched
we
some
had
of
a
that.
great time
Yeah.
with it. Yeah, that was fun. And then after that, I gave him a couple other choices of stream games that I knew he enjoys, and then we went through like the Xbox Game Pass library and went through those, and he wanted to play For the King. We had played that, you know, earlier when we were streaming or even off stream, and he just had never beaten it. So he's like, I want to play this one. So it's a great game, and the content is family friendly. There's nothing inappropriate about it. So I make sure we're going to choose games that are, when my mini is streaming with me, that they're going to be family friendly and anybody can watch. Because I have nieces and nephews who also tune in, and I
Yeah.
want to make sure that we're not doing stuff that will exclude them from our stream.
100%. So that was I was gonna kind of ask that about like games that have more of a mature games and stuff like that. If they just like no, when you get to that range, we could play those games, and for now it's just a hard no. Or yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm streaming by myself at night, I'll play some more adult content games.
Yeah.
But when it's in the afternoon with my mini, yeah, we're playing games that are family friendly.
For sure. So you've streamed with your kid in the past. What are your goals for the future of streaming with him? And how do you see your streaming content evolving as they get older? Are you planning to bring in your other kids or
Yeah. My middle child, yeah, he definitely has asked me that he wants to stream. He's asked when he's old enough if he's able to stream. So, if we're still doing it and I see ourselves still streaming, that he'll pop on. My my oldest right now who's streaming with, he hasn't asked to go off on his own yet. So,
yeah,
um, for the future, we'll just continue doing this. We'll grow the channel as me and my mini.
perfect.
And if it leads to something else or he feels like he wants to peel off and do his own thing, then that's where we'll go. But I don't know streaming what it'll look like in the future.
Fair,
you
fair.
know, so we're just gonna live on the Twitch streams for now and enjoy this Twitch community and have fun with it.
Perfect. And then how do you handle situations where your kids might be like when you're streaming together where they might be exposed to mature content or like on not online harassment but like online harassment or toxic people in the chats and that. How do
Yeah.
you deal with that?
Well, I've been lucky so far that when I've been streaming with my mini, nobody's been toxic or negative to him in any way, which has
Awesome.
been great. But he is such a so my mini, he's on the autism spectrum, and he can get frustrated really easy with things that don't go his way. Like when it was little, like if a Tootsie Roll started to bend
Yeah.
and because it was melting, he would lose his lid. Or if he was in the middle of reading a book and it was time to go to lunch and he didn't get to finish the book, like he just had a hard time transitioning. So
Yeah.
this has been really good for him, especially video games, because the one we're playing now, like for the king, if a roll doesn't go his way and he has to control his emotions and how he reacts because people are watching. So it's been really good for him to get all that, but he is um he's so easy at school. Like, he's like, yeah, kid so and so said this to me today, and he goes, but I didn't care, blah blah blah. He just doesn't let it get him down at all,
Awesome.
which is super cool. And we try and preach him that. Like today, my daughter came home with a bracelet that she got at church
Yeah.
yesterday. That one of her another girl made at church, and she brought it to school and was super excited to show some people. And somebody at school told her that it's trash or garbage or something like that. And I'm like, what do you think? Is it trash or is it garbage? She's like, no. I'm like, then who cares what that other kid thinks?
Yeah.
You know, I was like, people are gonna say all sorts of things to you, and you got to let that not affect you,
Yeah.
because you can like things that they don't like, and that is okay.
One of the big lessons I'm working on with my boys right now is that we are only responsible for our actions and we have no control over what other people do. Right? Like if they're going to be bad, that's a reflection of their character and you're not responsible for that. It's what you do as a person that you're responsible for, and that has more weight than some kids said a bad word or stuff like that, because there's like they're kids, they're in school, there's always going to be those things, and I'm just trying to teach them that you have to be responsible for things, but your things, not other people's stuff and stuff like that, and that we should take care of ourselves first and then offer help to those who can't, right? But it's like a big lesson that we're dealing with right now with our boys is just yeah, you're only responsible for your actions. They're twins, so sometimes like, oh well, he did this and kid stuff, right? So
Yeah.
I really I really like and respect your outlook on that. We're gonna take a couple seconds to catch up on chat, and then we're gonna move into the stream it or dream it. And yeah, so Jake says you should have swapped roles on Cat Quest.
Yeah, 100%. That's the thing that frustrates. See, this is something when before streaming was even on the mind, we used to play like Overcooked. Was that the game where you're in the kitchen?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to get 3 stars,
Yeah.
and he wanted to set the place on fire.
Yeah.
And it drove me nuts.
Yeah.
So we were playing Cat Quest, and he wanted to be a healer, but he just barged in there. He wouldn't shield me. He wouldn't heal me. I'm like, dude, if you want to be the healer, you gotta heal me, man.
Yeah, I was watching you guys stream about that, and Yeah, you were trying to like revive him off the ground. Like, you're not supposed to be the guy in the front. I'm the tank. You're the healer. And
Yeah, man, play your role.
yeah, 100%.
That's part of his like the autism. He gets something in his brain. I want to do this, and it's hard to change his mind off of it.
Yeah. Jinx says she won't let anybody be toxic with your kid. And Paul
Thanks, I
Chan,
appreciate that, Jink.
yeah. Me and my mini, my oldest as well. So he's with you on
Oh,
that.
nice. Yep.
Dingy, there we go. So if you do it all, it will buy all for you. Okay, so he figured out how to get all the tickets. Dingy has all the tickets. If Dingy wins just saying, I'm just gonna cancel it and we'll redo it. Thank you very much, Hellish and Ellie. Ellie loves for being here. I really appreciate it. Dingy, I think a little bit of trash talking should be good, but age gap, right? Age appropriate.
Age appropriate. Yeah.
100%. Shorty Fran asked the question: What a positive way for him to practice self-regulation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Krazel says, "Yo."
Yeah, and for real, that's like my past mini would lose his mind playing video games. Like the first game he started playing that I started playing him on was Rayman Legends. And that's a tough game, but he was really good at it. And there were some levels that would just frustrate him to the core. He would cry. And I'm like, but you can't let video games upset you like that, my son. Like I got mad when I was a little kid too, but I mean, we gotta learn, you know, we're gonna die a lot playing video games,
Oh,
and we're gonna
yeah.
fail a lot playing video games. And he's been really good now. He's old enough, and man, he's from what he used to be when he was little. Like he's come a long way with, regulating his emotions that way for sure.
Awesome. That's very good to hear because that's a very good skill to have as he grows up,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
So we're just gonna take a quick moment to go stream it or dream it. So here we are. Click that. Marvel Rival players have recently taken to social media to ask NetEase games to include team health bars in the upper left hands of the screen. The popular hero shooter recently expanded its 35 character roster by adding Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman, with plans to include Human Torch and the Thing in a major mid-season update. While updates don't have a confirmed release date yet, many fans anticipate its early arrival in February. A recent Reddit post, user John Hero shared an image of Marvel Rivals Dagger in the practice range, showcasing the UI concept featuring team health bars in the upper left corners. This addition will allow players to monitor their teammates' health, enabling tanks to assist their healers in trouble, and vice versa, just like you were saying, Minnie. Fans quickly drew comparison to MMORPGs like World of Warcraft, where healers could easily track team health without needing to be direct line of sight. One commenter mentioned they want a very similar feature in Overwatch since its release, noting how beneficial it would be for players in any role. I would absolutely love to play Marvel Rivals. It is on the docket for me personally, so I say stream it, especially for the fact that they're acknowledging things that their fans are talking about and willing to work with that on, going forward in that. So my pick is stream it. So thank you for that, guys. Minnie, how are you doing?
We're doing good.
Oh, Dingy says, okay, I need to dip for a little bit. The pain is starting to get to me again. Feel better, man. Much love, cuz. So he's out of here for now. Minnie, do you have any parenting advice or streaming inspirations? As a parent and a streamer, what advice would you give to other parents who are interested in streaming or might be hesitant to start streaming?
Yeah, I would say you need to be really involved in setting the stream up. Don't just let your kid go off on their own, because that's when some bad things will happen if you're not involved in that. Like maybe y- who knows what can happen anything can happen. So you got to be involved in that, but also monitor what games they're playing, what games they're going to be streaming. And then monitor the chat and how they talk and how they behave on chat. I mean, some parents maybe don't care, but I do.
Yeah.
And I don't want my kid excluding anybody by his behavior. So we always talk about off stream. He plays all sorts of games,
Yeah.
but on stream, we want to make sure that he's able to include everybody who wants to watch the stream. So, I think it's very important that if you're a parent and your kid wants to stream, that you be involved in it one way or the other. It's setting it up, helping out, monitoring the stream, modding the stream. But I don't think it's impossible to do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. Like, I'm blue collar. I'm a fencer by trade. I knew nothing of this stuff when I started, and Google friends, hey man, can I ask you a question? How does this work? Things like that. And now I've figured it out, and I think I'm doing pretty good. Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I agree with that. Like, literally, my boys, their gaming setups are right behind me, so that when we're down here gaming, I'm in earshot. We're gaming together. It's very much a treat or a reward for them doing the chores and their good behavior. And I could monitor, actively be there and monitor what they do. They're good kids. They're not trying to be sneaky or nothing like that. But I'm not worried about their behavior. I'm worried about people in the gaming communities or online. I'm worried about their behavior, right? So it's like, it's one of those things where they're only susceptible to what we allow them to be susceptible to, and I want to keep my kids as protected from the bad things of the world. Don't keep them under a rock. Let them know, like, hey, there's bad things in the world and blah 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 blah, but at age appropriate times, not like, here's the internet, learn everything in a dumpster fire, right? So go ahead.
As I say, even before we started streaming, like when they were playing games that like are only online, like we would play Star Wars Squadrons, which has very little online activity anymore, but like we'd play that, and he would play it on his own, and he'd have headset on, but I'd mute all chat activity, because the things I was like, buddy, if people send you an invite or a gaming chat invite, we're not accepting that. We're not accepting any friend requests on Xbox. You don't get to do any of that. We're muting all chat. If you want to play online, then you can play online, but I don't want you involved in any of the chat, because, man, I as an adult, I've been on chats. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, are your parents listening to you right now? Goodness gracious.
I find it funny.
Unbelievable.
I find it funny that you mentioned that. Like, my boys have their like setups, and those are literally two big rules that we have. Is that you're not allowed no friend request, no nothing. It's only my approved people on your friend list, and that's gonna be Dingy or another one of my cousins that we game with and stuff like that. So good people in my books, and no mics, no chats, no nothing. That's all instantly turned off. When we game together, when the three of us, I literally have to go in each of their systems and set it up so that I could actually hear them on our headsets and stuff like that. And the second that rule is broken, the games are off, no more. They get taken away. Like, it's a hard rule for us. So I love the fact that I'm not alone in that venture.
Oh yeah. I would say there's a lot of listening to other kids play. Like, there's not many parents who know what their kid is saying or doing on video games or online in general.
100%. And like, I've been doxxed. I've had people like come at me with some pretty crazy stuff, and I'm a grown man. I don't know, like, if an 8-year-old child, or in your case a 13-year-old child, could handle that, and I don't want them to have to. I don't want it have to ever be a thing, right? So I think we're on the same page with that one. How do you think streaming could benefit parents? And what are some ways that parents could use streaming as a way to connect with their kids?
Well, I think with the stream that we got going on, like, my mini and I, we have set time to just go bond. So we would game in the past before, like we'd play Mario games together, or whatever, but now there's like set time where I'm gonna go and hang out with my son. We're gonna stream, we're gonna game. And right now, any of the ad money, since he's been streaming, any of that, we're just putting, anytime we get a Twitch deposit or something, we're just going to him. I'm like, if you're streaming and it's your stream, man, anything that's like, so it's not much. It's more than zero.
Perfect.
So I'm like, buddy, anything we make from streaming, like, that's going to you. We'll put it in your account. And he's like super pumped about it. I'm like, it's not, you're not going to be spending it, but it'll go to college.
Yeah, perfect.
It goes to his account. So yeah, there's lots of things I think is beneficial to streaming. But you've gotta keep it on lockdown. You gotta have it on a tight lid and monitor it constantly
Yeah.
because it could get out of control.
Oh,
100%.
I agree with that. Fully agree with that. Jinx says they're all right as long as they don't openly support Hong Kong, Taiwan, in the gamers chat. We'll go there. Dr. Bear, what's the deal? We're doing a live podcast right now, and our guest tonight is me and my mini.
What's up?
Yeah, RMJ, happy Monday, RMNJ, happy Monday to you as well. Jinx says that's a thing too, not just trash talking on games, but people being inappropriate, not caring that kids are in the chat, or specifically targeting kids. Exactly. Shorty Fran, my voice is very high pitched, and I like the sound. And I sound like I'm 10. It is scary how people treat me thinking I'm a child. It's so gross and truly disturbing. 100%. I agree with that, and that's also one of the reasons why I thought me and my mini would be the perfect person to be a guest. Is that that's something we both have in common, and that is a worry of mine as a streamer and as a father, and that's something that because his boys are older that he's constantly working through right now. So I'm like, this is great, a great conversation to be had with, and people can hear it and apply some of the tips and tricks and stuff like that with their family and kids and stuff like that. So yeah, I agree, Shorty Fran. Paul Chan says the world is scary. One of my biggest worries for my kids. Every parent, every good parent agrees with you on that, Paul Chan. Dr. Bear, what's going on, big bro? We're just having a great conversation. So what are some common misconceptions about streaming that you'd like to dispel, and how can parents get started with streaming in a way that's safe and healthy with their families?
A misconception, maybe. I would say that a lot of people will say like gaming's a waste of time. I think there's a lot of good things to learn from gaming and streaming. I mean, learning like the technical side, how to clip stuff and edit videos. Like, I think there's a lot of stuff you can learn from streaming that you can use in multiple different areas in the world that are actual jobs.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot to learn from gaming and streaming in general. What was the second part of that?
Would you parents that are interested in streaming, but might be hesitant to start?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would
Kind of sums it up.
because that sums it up because you'd see some people on stream and they might watch them and say, no, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to let my kid do that, or maybe they don't care and be like, go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd
See,
say that sums it up.
how do you think streaming can benefit parents, and what are some ways that parents could use streaming as a way? I asked you that.
Yeah.
I literally asked you that already. I think I copied and pasted that twice. Can you share any inspiring stories or experiences that you've had as a streaming parent that might encourage others to give it a try?
I don't know. Inspiring stories?
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't know.
Any fun moments or any of those gaffes or anything like that you've had?
The only one I like, the big thing about streaming was make sure you read all the rules, man. Don't just go in there without knowing what you're doing. But no, there's been some fun times streaming with my mini. Just coming in and having family come in and cheer and chit chat with them, and no, it's been a lot of good stuff. There's not anything been negative, and even the big when our original stream got suspended, like that was a big learning lesson for both of us. Like, Dad, you idiot, maybe you should read all the rules to streaming before you go ahead and put your kid on there. And then for my son, just what do we say online? What is appropriate to say online? What do we share with people that are in our stream that we don't know?
Yeah.
And what do we keep to ourselves? So lots of good stuff that you can learn from streaming or get into. But yeah.
when my boys were little, like about the 5, 6 years old, we were very big on like what's mom and dad's real names, their phone number, address, like just good knowledge about the
Yeah.
world and stuff like that. And the first little while when we were really trying to like practice this stuff, we're like at the mall, we're getting some like New Year fries or something like that, and my little guy Logan would be like, go up to like stand beside some lady in the mall. My dad's name is and his phone number. I'm like, whoa, guys, like we don't share that information with everybody. That's if there's an emergency, then you know that information, not just like you're not supposed to go out there and tell everybody. But dad, they might want to call you. I'm like, I'm a stranger. They're a stranger.
Yeah.
I'm a stranger. No, it's all good, bud. But yeah, them learning what's appropriate to say, when to say it, and stuff like that. I think that applies to when they grow up. That could apply to work and stuff like that. A lesson I had a hard time with is I used to not have the ability to shut up. People would be talking, and I would just be like, oh yeah, well here's my opinion, and I just start going over them. And I note to myself,
Sure.
Robert, just take a moment to just be quiet and listen before you speak, right? Yeah. Jinx says here that I always used to play male characters, kind of for the same reason, Shorty, until I had a woman harass me because she didn't believe me that I was a guy when she said I developed a crush on my elf on WoW.
Oh dear Lord.
I'm a little bit curious about that, Jink. A little bit curious. Yeah. Then Jink says, read all the rules and get a friend that is familiar with social media. TOS, 100%.
Yep.
Not to plug Jink here at all. Jink, you should give yourself a shout out for this. Jink has given me tons of advice and tips on all the rules I was regularly breaking on Twitch. And hey Robert, you shouldn't say that. Hey Robert, you shouldn't be doing that. Thank you, Jink.
Yeah. Yeah. Jink knows a lot.
Oh yeah,
About the TOS.
and the communities in within Twitch and stuff like that. And then she says it was a role play server, and we never used voice chat, so that's so weird. Yeah, so she never heard my voice. It's so weird. And then she can stream single player games if you're worried about online communities. Use mods for chat. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's different things we could do to protect ourselves and protect our children and stuff like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Minnie, but for you, a lot of the part is that you want to stream together and have that time together, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's the whole stream. So I started after it got suspended and we started it back up. I just built the stream up so when he was old enough to stream that he had a good audience to stream to. So
Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, we want to make sure we're streaming stuff together that we can, bond because and watching all the streams, there's not many people who are doing that.
Yeah.
Or if they are, I haven't found many. I've seen a couple. And it's fun to see. I like watching. I was like, oh, that's cute. He's playing, oh, that guy's playing with his daughter and they're playing a Mario game. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. See, and I agree with that. I think some of the funnest times I've had with the boys is like us playing games together, and then like we win a match, and they're like, "Dad, we won!" and they're like super excited and that. And it's like we get to go and tell mom that we won, right? And for me, it's like,
That's right.
It's just a game, but to them, it was like me and my father won. It's a big deal for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Jake's buying all the tickets, and then I know people that play family friend games, but I don't know anyone but Minnie that plays with a kid on stream. So you're one of a kind,
cool.
Minnie.
There you go.
So do you for advertising and marketing that, do you do any like clips or promos of your guys' streams together, or you're just pretty organic?
No, I'll do clips. I've made a couple of clips since he just started streaming in December.
Yeah.
With me, so he hasn't been streaming too long. So I've gone through some of the VODs of our past streams and made a few clips.
Yeah.
But we'll post stuff on TikTok and Instagram and on Facebook to our friends and family. But yeah, so we make clips and I'll have him sit down with me and I'm like, make sure we want to clip stuff that's a short clip that would be interesting for other people to watch because people have a short attention span.
Tiny.
And even like I'll have clips of my stuff that I'm gaming, and I'll go on TikTok and I'll like, hey, watch these new clips that I made, because I watch him just to see, does he watch it all the way to the end?
Yeah.
And he doesn't. he doesn't even watch my clips all the way to the end. I'm like, okay, my clips are too long or they're just boring. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're funny, but to him, he's like, nope, next.
Yeah.
Next. He just scrolls up to the next one.
So I actually don't believe I have you on TikTok. If you're in the chat, you want to type your TikTok in and give it a little plug?
Oh, geez.
Or we can
What
always,
is it?
I don't know.
I gotta find what it is. I think it's hold on, let me look it up here. Yeah, my TikTok is because I don't have I didn't get the rights or the same name for all of my stuff.
Oh,
At MeAndMyMini 83. I can type it in there if you
okay,
want.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, just so you know, I'm asking for very personal and selfish reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also trying to like grow TikTok and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's super cool. And my goal in 5 years is what you're doing right now. Right? I'm gonna have like a streaming platform with the boys and have that as like a once or twice a week of something that we do together. And I'm looking forward to that. I've literally taught myself all these skills for that. And it just turns out I also really like it for myself. So maybe they might have to start from the beginning or take over mine, and I'll start from the beginning. I don't know, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And if they want to continue it, awesome. If they don't, no worries.
Exactly. No harm, no foul either way.
Yeah.
It's a door, right? My boys are bilingual. I don't speak a word of French, but we put them in French immersion so that it's just a door. If they ever don't want to do French or they don't ever use it,
Yeah.
no harm, no foul, but why not try and give our children the best opportunities that we can with what we have, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And
For sure.
just so everybody that's listening knows, Jake has a hate on for TikTok, so she recommends me and my minis Instagram instead. Same name.
Yeah, same name. Yeah, we post to Instagram and TikTok. And then of course all the clips are on Twitch as well, but yeah.
TikTok is brain rot. So
I love it. I love it.
Paul Chan does have the best clips. Jink does have the best clips. Insta does all the same stuff. Kinda.
Yeah.
So here, this is one of my more favorite segments of when I have guests on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's time for rapid fire questions. I'm gonna
Alright.
ask you a series of questions. Depending on some of your answers, I might ask you a follow-up question to that question.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's just supposed to be all organic and off the cuff. Okay?
Okay.
What's your favorite food?
Chicken tenders and barbecue sauce.
Very specific.
All day, every day. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, fair. Sorry, my TikTok just went a little silly there. Do you have a favorite snack during streams?
I try not to eat during streams. I have water with me all the time, but I found before I started streaming, I was just eating nonstop, and I don't like to get. Like, I'm very particular about my controller. Like,
Yeah.
you're playing video games, food does not get on the controllers. Like, I'm not eating while I stream. And if I do take a break while I'm streaming, I'll go wash my hands because I want my controllers to last a long time, and I don't want to ruin my keyboards or my mouse. So no food while I'm eating.
We have no food in the basement rule, and I'm the bad guy because I bring a tea, and literally it's just chai tea. But Dad, why do you have a tea? And we have to have water down here, and their cups go on the table over here, not on their stations. So I'm kind of with you on that. What's your favorite game to play together?
Ooh, with my mini?
Yeah.
Oh. What? I don't. Jeez Louise. We had a lot of fun playing Sea of Thieves together.
Okay.
We haven't streamed that. We were day one Sea of Thieves players.
Yeah.
We played a lot of Sea of Thieves, so we had a lot of fun playing that. We also played a lot of Deep Rock.
Oh yeah, I've
together.
watched you play that a few times.
Yeah, Deep Rock Galactic. That's a fun game. So any of those games, yeah, is super fun. Super fun to play with.
Who rages more when losing, you or Minnie?
It's a different type of rage.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, when we were streaming Sea of Thieves, man, I would rage quit. We would be sailing and we'd have a boat full of loot, and this was before I was streaming, but I've calmed down since I've been streaming. But if I wasn't streaming, oh my gosh, and I'd get sunk by another galleon or a sloop or something because my crew or my friends were off doing something else. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys, we'd lose our whole 2 hours of loot sailing. I just rage quit. I'd be like, all right, I'm done. Click.
Yeah. Fair.
Mini, on the other hand, his is more of a he gets eyes start to well up, but since he's been streaming, he hasn't been doing that really.
That's
So,
good. That's good.
I'd say I'm more of the rager.
That's embarrassing. No, I'm just kidding. What's Minnie's favorite game to play?
He is always playing something on Roblox. He loves Roblox. But he plays a lot of RTS games.
Yeah.
Like he plays Civ. He likes that game. Yeah. He plays all sorts. He plays what's that one? Star Wars Rebellion. It's another real-time strategy game. So
Yeah.
he loves those types of games. Yeah.
I'm
Medieval War.
with him on that one. That's my go-to when outside of streaming. I'm RTS games all day.
Yeah.
Do you have?
I need to get him into Warcraft and the original Warcraft and Warcraft 2. Those were some of the games that I just loved growing up.
Yeah. We'll take 30 seconds to kind of go from there. Paul Chan's here. Oh, that he bought a ticket. Dingy's back. He's still waiting to get called in though. Everybody says welcome back. Dingy says kids love Roblox, but you have to be careful. There's a lot of older people trying to talk to kids. Agreed with that, Dingy.
Yep. The chat is muted in that 100%.
Yeah. Jink says the best rage for Mini. This is why I wanted to read chat, because I saw this pop up and I was like, ooh, I'm gonna read this. The best rage for Mini was the quiet rage of playing a crappy game twice in a row, expecting a different ending and it being terrible both times.
Oh my gosh, it was so bad.
Mini, do tell. That's the next random question that I totally knew about ahead of time that I wrote into my script.
The game, I can't even remember what the game was called. It was like some like backrooms game. I don't even remember what it was called. It was so bad. And I thought it was going to be good. I thought it was going to be scary, and I like playing scary games. And literally I just walked around and found keys to doors and opened the door and walked, and then it ended. I was on a beach and the voice acting was horrible. And it finished and the credits started to roll, and I was like, this cannot be the end of the game. This absolutely cannot be the end of the game.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I have to play it again because I must have missed something. It was so bad. And I played it again, and it was exactly the same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, it cannot be. And then I ended up playing one of my such a beautiful game called To the Moon.
Oh yeah, Jink mentioned that. Jink mentioned that previously in the chat there.
Yeah.
So then Kenai says that the game is I think it's Warcraft. Yeah, that is the game that got me into PCs. Warcraft. Jink says that is a real problem with games for kids or any media meant for kids. There's too many adults infiltrating the space to access kids.
Yeah, gross.
Yeah, agreed. Jink says the game's end credit and music was pretty good though.
It was. The end credit was really, really good. I was like, okay, this would be a game like if I was playing an old school RPG. Like it kind of had that feel to it, like if I was playing like Shining Force or from the second, like it had a good RPG kind of. I was like, oh yeah, this music is crushing it right now, but the rest of the game was so bad. I don't even remember what it was called. I'm not even gonna, if I knew, I'm not going to give it a shout out because I don't want other people to
experience that ending. Okay. That's kind of gold. So Jinx can see the silver lining there. Minnie is both grateful and mad at me for getting him to play To the Moon. Yeah,
right. Yeah, it was a wonderful game, and then I ended up crying twice on stream.
Okay.
It's such a beautiful game. Such a if you end up playing it, it's a gorgeous game.
Yeah.
And I'm a crybaby to begin with, and then reading a story, and I love to read to my kids and do voices. So I love to do voices with when I was playing the game, and Yeah, dude, the story just got me. It got me.
Okay.
It was good.
Have you played God of War, like the new one with Kratos?
No, I have not played any God of War because it's a PlayStation game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't have a PlayStation.
Before children, I was not a softie at whatsoever. Since kids, things with kids, like literally like pull on my heartstrings so quick and easy and stuff like that. And the end of God of War, I'm super glad I didn't stream it and I'm like that because I sit there. But why, man? Like, there's so many other options, man. You can, right? And literally at that moment there, my wife walks down and she doesn't even know I'm gaming. Right? I'm just sitting
Yeah.
on the couch, all teary eyed. She's like, "What happening?" And I'm not gonna spoil the end of the game. And
Yeah.
I tell her, and she's like, "Robert, go to bed. Go to bed. Like, what's going on with you?" Right? Like,
Yeah,
it was a
dude.
comical moment for us. So I feel ya.
Yeah.
I feel ya.
No, Mass Effect. The first Mass Effect, I cried during Mass Effect too.
Yeah.
Making decisions in that game too. I was like, oh my gosh, can't. Red Dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel ya. Dingy asked if Jink has gotten you into play No Man's Sky yet, and Jink says that she has not. Why not?
No,
dude?
it looks beautiful. A game looks, but again, it's another game that I would sink a lot of hours into, and I just feel like I don't want to invest the hours into it yet.
Yeah.
Maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Okay. Paul chat. No Man's Sky. Also try Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds, yeah.
I haven't even heard of that game.
That looks like a beautiful. I played it for a hot second, and then we went probably back to Sea of Thieves or something. But
Yeah. Jinx says, but I did at least get Sweaty to finish the last expedition, so we got a special ship. My buddy Rajan also did the expedition with us now, so she's having matching character, or she and I have matching
Nice.
characters. Very nice. No one gave her any hype for that. Play it, Mini. It's a good, cozy game when you're not really doing anything else. And Dingy says, "Oh, easily my Xbox world has like 900 hours on it."
dang, nice, Dingy.
Yeah. And Jinx says, "But do you still have to play Citizen Sleeper? That game looks
I
good."
do. Yep, I still have that. That's on my list.
So I want to hear a game that you would never play on stream that's like popular or common. Ark?
South Park.
Oh, South Park. Okay. And one game that
I played those games, but yeah, I would never play them on stream.
The Stick of Truth, Gold.
Both and Fractured Butthole, but yeah.
I played both those games. I'm with you.
Yeah, they're great.
And what's a game that you want to play on stream in the future?
Yeah, there's a lot of single player games that I personally would like to play, like even going back and playing some old RPGs. One of my favorite RPGs is Shining Force from the Sega.
Okay.
Shining Force 2. I would love to go back and stream those. Those would be fun. Some single player games like what's that? Cyberpunk, right?
Cyberpunk, yeah.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate is a game that I play D&D, so Baldur's Gate is right up my alley. That would be a game I'd love to stream.
Can I pause you for 1 second?
Yeah,
Did you just say you play D&D?
I do.
You want to hear a neat thing about me?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'm officially, so I'm going on a family vacation right away. And when,
Yeah.
not tonight, but in the next few days. And when I get back, I'm starting my first D&D season, I think it's called. So I've been working on like putting my character together, and I was told to come up with a little bit of a backstory to like why I am that character and how I want to be and their attributes and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, back in the day, I was way too cool to play D&D, and I was talking. It's my neighbor that does it, and
Yeah.
so picture a table made out of rough cut lumber, beaten up with chains and all old looking, with a glass top and a touchscreen TV mounted to the underside. So when he dungeon masters,
Yes, sir.
he like has everything animated on top, and he came over and showed me. And then our house is a cookie cutter, so in these two corners of his basement, he has dragons that literally touch the roof, and the wingspan is like 7 feet, kind of like arched into the ceilings, and then like an old timey bar in between them.
He is all out.
All out, but that's his like.
Holy cow!
He doesn't stream. He's not a video gamer. That's what he does.
That's awesome.
Right? And yeah, super good guy. He invited me over, and I kind of looked like, okay. And he's been telling me about it. I'm like, you know what? I think it's time I give it a try. Like, it seems fun. They're a good group of people. And like, oh no, I played a game with some new people on a Saturday night, and whether I play it long term or just play it once or twice, I just thought it's time for me to give it a shot. Like, I like that stuff, and I like people that are passionate about cool and neat and different things. So I decided I'm gonna try D&D for the first time in the next coming weeks.
Yeah, awesome, dude. Yeah, it's super fun, and just role playing and just
Yeah.
creating a character. Again, that's something people have said, you should stream your D&D sessions, and I'm like, well, the things we do in our D&D campaigns, I would not want shared with the streaming community, because we do some things I'm like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
we can't we can't stream that. Like, I'll give a little example really quick. One of my characters, he was a halfling rogue, and he named his sword the enema, because every time he would attack and he'd get the fatal blow on a kill, he would find a way to stick the sword up the enemy's butt.
Okay.
So he named his sword the enema.
Wow. Maybe I'm excited to start playing, or maybe I'm not. I don't know.
You can do whatever you want. It's fantastic.
Totally fair. We'll just quickly catch up in chat. Dingy says, I've always wanted to play a D&D campaign and just haven't found a place to do it. Jinx says, this all reminds me, I need to get around to arrange an online group together. See, I'd be interested in that. Might not be D&D. There's easier games to play or over Discord. Cool. And then this comment had me giggling a little bit. So you're cheating on me is all I'm hearing. He's talking to me for the record, because like we're gaming buddies, and
Yeah.
so that's pretty funny. Hellish Pharaoh, if you have a local game shot, I would talk to them, see if there's someone that has a campaign or that you can get into. The best way to play, it is the best feeling to play D&D.
It is fun. It's fun.
I've only heard people that are like, D&D is the most amazing thing in the world, or people that tease those people. One of the two. One of the two, right? So
You know, again, it doesn't have to be your thing, but you don't have to bash other people for it.
my thing is, like, it took me a long time to realize it, but I didn't know that I was a nerd. Like, I told him I like video games, Star Wars, Marvel. Like, literally every Christmas I watch all the Star Wars series. I just like them. I like every single night we're watching a movie, the family, leading up to the day of Christmas. Then we do Christmas music, movies or whatever. I'm totally a nerd. We're just like, for me and like the D&D players and that, we're just literally a different kind of nerd. Star Trek versus Star Wars. They're both nerds. So it's like,
yeah,
maybe I should just embrace it. Like, I've had a lot of fun in my nerdiness. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Well, and even at middle school, I'll say something, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan too, and they're like, TG, you're a nerd. And I'm like, you better believe it. Loud and proud, dude. I'm nerding out a whole bunch of things: music, gaming, D&D, Star Wars. Probably like you nerd about T Swift, you know.
Oh, Taylor Swift. I was like, T Swift, who's that?
Taylor Swift.
Yeah. So is there anything that the Mini beats you at yet?
No, not video game wise.
Okay.
Not video game wise. Not yet. He does. So my whole family sings. I teach choir, and my wife teaches high school choir.
Yeah.
And he has perfect pitch, so he's got that on me. So like we'll be singing a song. Like just recently we were singing. It was even on stream. I went like in one of my voice mod things is the NSYNC bye bye bye, and I sang that on stream when we were gaming. And he's like, "No, Dad, and he sang it in a different key." I'm like, "No, dude." I'm like, "Come on, that's not the right key. Are you for real?" So I went and played it, and he was right. And then we test him every time we're singing something. He'll change it. He'll change the key.
Yeah.
And then we'll go look up the real song, and he's in the right key. Like it's pretty silly.
Okay. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
If Mini could design a game, what do you think it would be about?
He would love an RTS game. Star Wars, maybe medieval. He loves history, so an RTS like Total War, medieval, Revolutionary War, like he would do something like that because he's always playing those games. He loves them.
Okay.
Anything historical, he loves it.
Perfect. And one word to describe your guys' streaming dynamic.
Streaming dynamic. Funny.
Perfect. Perfect.
There we go.
So just to get us caught up in chat, Dingy says, I'm the kind of nerd that beats up lookers kind of nerds. Thanks, pal.
There you go.
He's my best friend, and that's the way he's talking to me.
There
What
you
a
go.
guy. Kenai says, hashtag Swifties. Woo!
Yeah, Swifty. I love T Swift.
And he says that with all the passion. Woo! I know him in real life, so that's a fact. Dingy says, I would be screwed. I can't sing to save my life. Did he help you sing the intro song, Minnie?
He didn't help write it. So yeah, at the beginning of our stream, when I'm streaming with my mini, I play a little intro song. The song's from Chicago. It's a song called "Me and My Baby," and I rewrote the lyrics to be "Me and My Mini." So I rewrote the lyrics, and then he sings on it. He's a good singer, so yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't help me write it. I did ask him once I showed it to him. I'm like, "Is this all right? Is there anything you want to change?" He's like, "Oh no, that's good, Dad. I like it." He's pretty easygoing.
Perfect. Yeah, just for anybody that's missed out, if you type apostrophe tickets, there we can enter your name into a draw. Those people that have subscribed, they got a 3-time multiplier on that, and at the end of the stream, we're gonna draw a winner. That's dope. You'll have to play it for me, or you just gotta tune into his channel because he plays it every single time. See what I did there?
Every Saturday and Sunday at 1.
My man. Hey, thank you for the follow. Segment 5, the Q&A and future plans. So if you guys got any questions about Me and My Mini, this would be a great time to ask. What's next for you and your streaming channel? Do you have any exciting plans or projects on the horizon?
Right now we're playing a game called For the King. And he wanted to play through that because he'd never beaten it yet. So I'm trying to help him play through that. Because For the King 2 just recently came out, and he wants to play that as well. But some other games we want to play. We finished Cat Quest 2, so we want to go and play Cat Quest 3 as well. And then there's some other RPGs like Mario RPG we'd like to play, Mario Rabbids. Any of the Mario games are on our list to play.
Very nice.
Yeah, those are on the docket.
And do you play them through the PC, or do you have like a capture card for that?
We have a capture card, yeah. An
Nice.
Elgato capture card. We also have Steam through the PC, but again, my PC smarts is not that high. I don't know how we would both play on the PC.
Fair.
Oh, yeah.
That's a future problem of mine as well. So
Yeah,
when you know, let me know, and if I figure it out, I'll let you know.
Yeah.
What's the best way for viewers to stay up to date with your content and your latest streaming schedule?
I have a Discord as well that I post on there. If the schedule's on there, the Twitch has the schedule. And if I happen to cancel a stream because Minnie's got robotics or we got something going on or somebody's sick, I always post on there. So if people want to tune in, that would be the place to be most up to date, but also the schedule's on the Twitch page as well.
Perfect. I actually asked that question for very selfish reasons. We've been buds and chatting in each other's streams and stuff like that for quite some time now, and I've never received an invite to your Discord.
That's probably because I don't know how to invite people to Discord. How do I do that?
What? That's totally fair. What I do is, hey, Dingy, could you help me? And yeah, cool. That's totally fair. I get that 100%. He just hates us. Yeah, 100%. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us or our audience, or any final thoughts on streaming as a parent or streaming together with your child?
I'd say if you have kids and they're into it and that's something they want to do, get into it. I think it's a fun thing to do. It gives you time with your kids, set aside specifically for that. And again, my son just loves to talk. Like it's not going to be for every kid.
Yeah.
He loves talking. Part of his autism, like he can talk to adults, easy peasy. Students
Yeah.
his own age, he struggles hardcore with.
Yeah.
So like playing a video game and talking to he doesn't know who on stream is just something he excels at. Like he is always talking, always singing. So that's just something he comes naturally to him. So it was right up his alley to just pop him in on a stream. But yeah, it's not going to be for every kid. So
Yeah.
do it if it fits your kid and they love it and you want to join in on the endeavors and help support. Go for it, man.
So here's a question from Jink. Do you think he's gonna stay with it, Mini?
I think he will. I think yeah, he's a gamer. He loves to play video games, and I think eventually he wants to he'll kick me off.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he wants to do. But again, when he kicks me off stream, I'm still gonna be there having an input on what he's playing and what he's streaming, and I'll be modding his chat and But I think eventually he wants to play some single player games too.
Very nice. Very nice. Where can viewers find you online? How could they support or sorry, let me start that again. I literally just got all tongue tied there. Where can viewers find you online, or how could they support your streaming endeavors? Jake,
If
that's
you
your
want to
cue.
follow the stream, you want to follow the stream. That's all you need to do. If you want to, we post on TikTok and Instagram. We make clips all the time on the stream. I stream personally on Thursday and Friday nights around 8 o'clock ish till like around midnight. And then my mini streams with me. If you want to tune in on that stream, those are Saturday and Sunday at 1 o'clock or around that time. We try to stick to that 1 o'clock time, and then we stream until about 4. But yeah, those are the times we're on. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to sub. We don't care about that. If you just want to come hang out with us, that's what I always tell my son and my buddies, like, and anybody who I've talked to about streaming, like, I'm playing video games whether I'm streaming or not. And if people are on watching, awesome. That's just a bonus to playing video games. I get to interact and chit chat with some people. If nobody's on, I'm not going to be upset. And same with my mini. I tell them like people might not even come on and chat with us, and that's okay. We're still playing video games. We're having fun together. So come around if you want and join in the adventures. We're going to have some fun and hopefully we entertain you a little bit.
Well, I've been I've been in many of your streams. You guys are very entertaining. My kids, we've been watching you guys on the Saturdays because that's usually where we're done our chores for the day, or about lunchtime.
Yeah.
So it's we sit down, we have lunch, and I'd be like tossing you up on the TV, because they're not allowed their phones during that time of the day or whatever like that. And they seem to like you guys, and you guys seem to be playing a lot of like wholesome content. Right?
Yeah.
Like there's no swearing, there's no one's puffing 8 cigarettes a match kind of thing like that. You and Minnie, I know, right? So I think that there's like a really strong demographic that you are just perfect for, just a nice wholesome content creator that's good for the family, and you've had a few good one-liners in the day, and a few I've literally watched you a few times when you were talking about how Minnie's supposed to be a healer and you're supposed to be taking it, he goes and died. I literally watched you do this. And like, you're supposed to be healing me. I'm the tank, you're the healer. And you had that moment, but I literally watched you just look over and like, come on, guy. Come on. So,
dude, come on, man.
Yeah, I had a moment with that. I was like, oh, that's a dad look right there.
Yeah, I had somebody on stream yesterday. We were playing for the king, and again, he reads it and then he just pushes button without thinking about all the options we could do. And of course, he pushed the button, and then he went into a battle all by himself with his character, and he almost said he had 1 hit point left.
Yeah.
What's up, Schmitty? And I was like, dude, like, I hope you die, because this will teach you a lesson that you need to stop, because we're a team.
Yeah.
And so somebody in the chat was like, whoa, chill, dad, chill. And I'm like, I'm like, he needs to learn. If we're gonna play a game together and we're a team, you got to know you just can't just be willy-nilly doing what you want. We got to think of all the outcomes that could happen here.
Awesome. I 100% agree with that. Some lessons are a lot tougher to learn than others, and in video games, no. Yeah, is it Looker is bad for words running off? No, that's not true, Dingy, at all. That's you. That's you. And hey, Schmitty, what's up, dude? How's it going? And then we also had
Jinx says, does he think he'll finish the? I think he'll finish for the king this time around. I'm helping him with it. We had to restart already once because our first run was bad, so we've restarted a second time.
where'd Jinx say that?
Up a little bit. That's the sign of a
Oh,
good
yeah,
gamer,
yeah.
Dad. Above that.
Yeah. What's your thought on students from last year in 8th grade?
Oh my gosh, Smitty.
Yeah.
This is one that might get banned every once in a while.
Uh-oh.
Actually has gotten banned.
So, what's your thoughts on student? Oh, it's scrolled up. Of course, right when I go to read it. Oh, it got banned. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Dingy, 100% Dingy is the guy trying to catch up to the next set of traffic. Oh yeah, that is Dingy 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so any last words or anything you want to say to anybody?
No, man. I appreciate you and Dingy. I hope Dingy heals up, man. It's too bad he couldn't be here. I love watching you guys play, man. Your streams are great. I love that you co-stream together a lot. That's super cool. Cheddar72 and I have talked about like, oh yeah, we both do Deep Rock and
Yeah.
like, oh, let's co-stream together, and we just have never done it. I don't know if there's extra setup with it, but I love it. I love the Twitch community, and I appreciate Jink introducing us to so many different people.
Yeah, see,
Super cool.
I agree with that. The co-stream is literally super easy. It's one click of the button. Dingy will teach you how to do it because he sends the knock and I click OK. So yeah, it's super easy to set up. If I could figure it out, you could figure it out. But yeah, Dingy's totally the guy to ask. He set it up. Me personally, I like to game with people. I've always been a multiplayer gamer kind of guy. Because single player games are fun, but I'm a bump on the log. It's not good for streaming, but Dingy's my best friend, my cousin. We always game together anyway. So if we can do this together and be awesome and have that good energy and stuff, even better. Like it's totally just like you and my mini. That's a bonding experience for you guys. For us, it's a bonding experience for us. And yeah, well, anybody that doesn't know, Dingy broke everything in his foot, some big surgeries, so that's why he's not here tonight. So we wish him well. Yeah, so I'm just gonna give my closing thoughts. Jake, if you could give me and my mini another shout out. Thank you very much. And then yeah, so here are the closing thoughts. Well, that's a wrap. That's another episode of D&L Gaming and everything in between. What's one piece of advice you'd give to parents who are interested in streaming but might be hesitant to start? That's a question for you guys. Just a quick reminder, if you know someone who could benefit from this information, you can catch D&L Gaming and everything in between podcasts on YouTube or Spotify. Whether you're watching or is listening, be sure to subscribe and leave us a review and share it with your friends. Your support helps us grow and keeps the conversation going. Any last words, me and my money?
Think I'm good.
Perfect.
I would say your stream it or dream it. Rivals, we play Rivals quite a bit now, and I've streamed it a couple times. It's a great game.
You were the
Super
reason
fun.
why I did that, for the record, because I was watching your stream like a little while ago, and I was like, oh, I want to comment on that. So parenting and streaming can be a powerful combination. It's not just about sharing your gaming experience with your kid. It's about building connections, creating memories, and showcasing the positive side of gaming. Here's your challenge this week. Start a conversation with your kids about gaming or try streaming with them for the first time. When you do, let us know how that went. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to join us on Discord and follow the podcast for more episodes like this. If you enjoyed tonight's show, leave us a review and tell your friends about D&L Gaming and everything in between. Finial. So now, for anybody who wants to get the last, that was just for editing purposes. I got that arm motion, so I know when to cut it off. If anybody wants to get their last minute tickets in, Minnie, get your tickets in if you want. We got a gift card to give away. And yeah, if I did this correctly, so I'm gonna, yeah. Anybody will give everybody a couple seconds. So if you go apostrophe ticket, the amount of tickets that you have, yeah, we'll get them all in, and then I will do the draw. I am gonna end that, and that, and that. Perfect. Yeah. So everybody, Smitty, there's a draw going right now. If you want to enter the draw, just apostrophe ticket. And a couple more seconds, see what it's in. And okay. It's apostrophe ticket. And then the amount. Control C, Control V. There we go, just like that. But if you might have 1, 10, 5. Is Schmitty old enough? He's not 18. Then he's not old enough. I'm sorry, Schmitty. Ticket 6. That's apostrophe tickets, Paul Chan. I thought that was going to be the easiest code thing ever. I'm like, oh, so simple. Okay, perfect. So I'll move that over there. Oh, and it is there. I didn't mess it up, guys. I'm very proud of myself right now. This is normally where Dingy holds my hand and treats me like a big boy. Okay, and I'm about to close giveaway. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick little countdown. 500. Holy crap, Schmitty. Oh man, sorry, bud. So I'm gonna count them down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Oh, wrong screen. Man. I thought I had it there. I just need to be able to see the background. What am I doing? See, this is why this is like Dingy's job right now. Okay, I just gotta. Aha! Now I got it. So we are just gonna go close the giveaway. It's all terrible. Thanks, Jink. I appreciate that. And whoever is the winner is the winner. And then I'll message you after chat. So let's go. Draw a winner. RM and Josie. You are the winner. With a 10.81% chance. Yeah, there we go.
Woohoo!
So very nice, guys. And yeah, there we go. So RM and Josie, I'm gonna message you after the stream, and which should be like a couple more seconds, and then we will get everything all wrapped up. Again, Minnie, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And hopefully you're interested in coming on in the future.
Absolutely, I appreciate you.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah, have a good one.
Jinx, so if I'm a sub, shouldn't my tickets be 21? It's a multiplier of 3. Yeah, it should have been 21, I believe. Yeah, I can show you what I set up. I'm not a... Yeah. Thanks for the show. Love the conversation. Yeah, thanks for being here, man. I really appreciate it. So, why did you have to break your foot? And look what happens. Exactly. So we're just gonna go end stream. And I'm gonna find someone to raid. If anybody knows anybody to raid right now, that is next on my to-do list.
From consoles to PCs, we're breaking the scene. Leveling up, chasing that dream. Community strong, yeah, we're all in. Press play, let the night begin.
Here you got, Jink.
D&LGaming and everything between, where the pixels shine and the stories gleam, from the stream to the chat.
Black Ram Gaming. Shorty Fan Looker bet me I couldn't. No, I did not bet you that. Okay, I actually already have, it's someone that introduced, it's someone Sweaty introduced me to, and yeah, you introduced me to him just, maybe it was Sweaty. I just met Black Ram Gaming just recently as well, but I don't mind rating him as well. He's a super interesting guy. Control C. Start the raid. Let's go. Thank you very much for everybody for being here. I really appreciate it. Much love. See you next week, Monday or Wednesday and Friday if you're interested in just hanging out. I did not know that, Jink.
and the games we love.
By the way, you know you could add people in there. I did not know that.
On the block or old school law. There's always room for gamers and more.
I'm gonna look into that. Yes, you did. Oh, yes. I know what you're saying now. Yeah, Dingy literally be giving me crap for never doing that, but I'm just new. I'm sorry, guys. I'll get better, I promise. And Jink, just a side note, thank you very much for helping with the modding. I really appreciate it.
Where the pixels shine and the stars gleam. From the stream to the chat, we build.
What I think is the craziest thing is when it shows a pack